All right, so one of the things I read in 2022 and will be reviewing is going to be the book World War Z. So basically what happened is I saw this book in the library at my college and I thought I might check it out. So, I read it because I had time to do so. And in regards to this book, so in regards to World War Z, so I've seen clips online of the movie adaptation of this book, and it is just awful. Like one of the worst adaptations I've ever seen. Like I don't know how good it is as good it is as a movie, but like it as an adaptation, it is not anything like the book. Like they turned it into this like action-packed thriller when that's like not what the book is supposed to be at all. So basically, so World War Z, like it's not, despite the title of like World War Z, you would think it to be like this war story with a lot of action in it, but it's not. It's really not like a war or action heavy book, but it is really good, and I'm gonna say why. So like World War Z is just very creative, and I feel like it does a really good job with like putting a interesting spin on the zombie genre, where like it has such an interesting way of telling its story because like basically the story is told to the audience from interviews that people are doing about their experience with the zombie apocalypse years after it went down. So that's basically the structure of the book, where it's all like all of the different chapters are a different person being interviewed from a different part of the world, like about their experience with the zombie apocalypse when everything went down. And I think that's really cool. And like this book definitely focuses on perhaps the more realistic aspects of like human nature that you might see from a possible scenario of a zombie outbreak. And I really like it because like the book has such a wide scope of what it covers and uses people's experiences from different parts of the globe, from all over the place, like North America, South America, Africa, the Middle East, East Asia, Europe, like everywhere. So like it never really gets stale or boring because it's so constantly unique in every chapter of in terms of where it is. So like it never really gets boring in that way. So and one of the major also one of the major themes of this book that I really appreciated is how it shows how like corruption and human greed and fear and arrogance can like exacerbate and make so much worse an outbreak of this nature than it had to be with like for example like you see in this movie where like influential people in the media were basically trying to like downplay the severity of like the zombie outbreaks because like oh yeah if there was like a because like oh if they were serious and told the people the truth about what was actually happening, then the economy would go bad and like stuff like that. And you see like oh my gosh, come on. But this stuff like happens in real life and like has happened in real life, which is like like because this movie feels like it doesn't feel dated at all because it feels like so incredibly actually timely considering where we are in 2022, which is we saw like a lot of this kind of thing in the coronavirus pandemic. So yeah, this book World War Z actually ended up aging pretty well, it seems. So another thing I liked about this book was that it did something kind of different from other zombie media. Like for example, The Walking Dead, you see that humanity has kind of been pushed to the brink of extinction by the zombie outbreak. But realistically, given time and experience and like organization, humanity wouldn't just be on the losing side against slow-moving corpses forever. Like and the good thing about this book is that it focuses not just on the fall of civilization, but also on how humanity, fought back against the dead and successfully rebuilt society. So, I like that. It's cool, and it shows like a more realistic side of what would probably actually happen with a scenario like this. Because like let's be real, like one of the biggest issues with a zombie outbreak is how it can like spread and infect more people and create more monsters. But again, like zombies are not like the most threatening and imposing thing ever. Like I mean let's be real. So yeah, anyway, so overall I did really like the book. In terms of some issues that I had with it, there's really only one, and that's that the chapters that were set in Japan, I think there were two of them, but or maybe more, but anyway, the chapters that were set in Japan were, I think, a little too silly for me to take seriously. Like, I mean, the book, because the book is just so very grounded in realism most of the time that when you get to chapters about, like, there's one where an otaku is fighting through zombie hordes with a sword that he conveniently found, and, like, a blind guy becoming a warrior of the Buddha, like, burying the dead. Like, it's just, like, it really takes me out of it, because it feels, like, so, like, mystical and fantastical that, like, I don't know, these maybe the author might have just watched too much anime. Like, I don't know, just like the chapters set in Japan like don't really work for me like the rest of the story is, because they feel like so different from like the other chapters that are set in other parts of the world. And I don't know, it's just like it really took me out of it. I don't think they worked very well, and it just feels like I felt like I was reading something from like Fear the Walking Dead current seasons anyway, rather than something from you know, Fear the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead fucking sucks now. Oh my gosh, I fucking hate Fear the Walking Dead. It's so bad. Whatever. But anyway. But yeah, anyway, so that was the one issue I had with the book, basically the chapters that were set in Japan. But anyway, so disregarding that, I thought that World War Z was a really great book, and you should definitely check it out if you're a fan of the zombie genre, or even maybe if you're not a fan of the zombie genre, because I think it contributes something unique to it. And it's an old book. It's been around for like a while. I think since the early 2000s. So, but it's aged really well, and I think it holds up pretty good. So yeah, that's what I thought about World War Z. Any comments you guys have, post it down below. And this has been the Aromantic Shipper, and as always, and as always, just because you can't feel love doesn't mean you shouldn't want other people to. Bye. Except not really goodbye, because we actually have a bonus round where this book, I probably don't have really don't have much to say about it. But, you know, so bonus round, another thing that I read in the library in 2022 was the book Coraline. You know, they made it into a movie, and I never watched the movie, but I was somewhat interested in it, so I gave the book version a try at the library in my college as well, just like World War Z. So, you know, I decided to give it a read, and honestly, Coraline is fine. It's a perfectly quality children's book with some creepy imagery, which was enjoyable, which like I don't know, I mean, I just don't know what I didn't get a ton out of it. I don't know like how much adults would really get out of reading it. It's just like a nice story about not taking for granted what you have, with again some creepy and disturbing imagery, which was good. And I think Coraline is one of those books where like children should be exposed to like kind of scary things, because it sort of like builds character, like and you know, obviously it's maybe like it's like not like super violent or anything like that. It's very scary and creepy, but like it's not like super out there or anything. But like you know, I mean, I don't know. I just like I think I would have preferred to watch the movie version more, since you know, from what I've seen of it from clips on YouTube, like it actually has some pretty cool animation. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say about the book. Like, this is probably going to take like 2 minutes to talk about, which is why I sort of just grouped it together with talking about World War Z as a bonus. But yeah, so that's basically what I thought about Coraline. It's fine. Like, I don't really have a ton to say about it. But yeah, anyway, so that's the video. Bye, guys.